Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of NasCard Radio. This is episode number 57, NasCard Radio, where trading cards and racing meet. I'm your pal Val, and with me is the amazing Jason. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well, Val. Happy to be back for another week.
Definitely. And then the man, the myth, the legend, King NASCAR, Logan. How are you?
Yo, I'm doing good.
That's great. It's been great here having racing finally back after the Olympics break here. So we got a great show today. We're going to talk about the Camping World Truck Series winners, Xfinity, and Cup winners as well, and the highest finishing rookies. And then we're going to talk about in NASCAR news some other interesting topics. The national attendance was reported. I was at the Hickory show. I'll give you a report from that, and then whatever else we can think of tonight. But moving over to the Camping World Truck Series, race number 15, Watkins Glen. The race results for the United Rentals 176 at the Glen. That was Saturday, August 7th, 2021, at Watkins Glen, New York. Our winner was Austin Hill, and our highest finishing rookie at position 10 was Carson Hocevar.
Yes!
Ha ha!
He did it.
I did it. Yes. That was the last regular season race. So now the Truck Series playoffs standings are set. But before we get into that, though, we'll talk about Austin Hill was the big winner. John Hunter Nemechek coming in second. Austin Hill, his rookies are in 2021. So he's a rookie. Even though I guess he's not running for rookie of the year. This is his first year of cards. So he's in the Dunruss series. He's got 2 cards. He's got the regular card number 81 and the retro 156. And because of that, he has, parallels and everything for both of those cards. So as well as the Optic Hollow, orange, Carolina blue, gold, and gold vinyl. So he's got some signatures in the Optic Signature Series, and also printing plates for each of those 2 cards and each color. But then he's also making an appearance in Chronicles, new released Chronicles. He's in the Zenith and the parallels for Zenith, and then Zenith autographs as well. So plenty of Austin Hill cards to chase and collect in 2021, his rookie year in trading cards. And Carson Hocevar,
Yes.
I don't think he has any cards this year yet, or no cards at all. So he's denied.
Yeah, he's doing a great job in truck. I think he's got a good future ahead of him.
Yeah, so we're talking about the playoff standings. There's actually 2 rookies in the playoffs, Carson as well, and then Chandler Smith. Haley Deegan did not make the cut for the playoffs, but I think she finished, or not that the season's over, so far, I think she finished right outside of the playoff picture, so not too bad this year for her. The next race for truck, race number 16, they're actually taking a few weeks off. They'll be back August 20th. At the Worldwide Technology Raceway at Gateway, which is in Madison, Illinois.
Yep, that's right across from St. Louis, across the Mississippi River.
We'll talk about that one before it happens. But so that's the next race. So they're all ready for the playoffs, and then they catch a little break here before they actually start the playoffs. So moving over to the Xfinity Series, that was the 26th annual Screwball Peanut Butter Whiskey 200. And that was at the Glen.
I had some of those this weekend.
Did you?
Yeah.
That was Saturday, August 7th, 2021 at Watkins Glen in Watkins Glen, New York International. Or Watkins Glen International at Watkins Glen, New York. Jeez. 2.45 mile road course. So that was 82 laps, and our winner was
Ty freaking Gibbs.
And the highest, who is also the highest finishing rookie. That is his 3rd win of the season. That kid is on fire. I think it was in 11 races or 10 races, he has 8 top 10s and 3 wins. So I just got to say, I think they're all very relieved that he's not running a full schedule. So he's not eligible to win the championship this year. So
Yeah, he would not be denied those last several laps. Allmendinger got out on the restart, that last restart, but Ty Gibbs ran him down and passed him. It was something to see.
So what's interesting is that, he's doing so well in Xfinity, but he's also running the Arca Menard series as well. And he's run 13 of the 13 races, and I believe that's where he's collecting points and going for the championship. He's ranked number 1 right now. Like I said, it was 13 races. He's won 7 of those, and he has 12 top 5s of his 13. So
that is freaking amazing.
So I know, he's in good equipment, but I don't think that, just because you're in good equipment, I think you have to have a little bit of talent as well. So, and not, I don't know if I'm saying it right or not, but I think it's a good combination that they have running there. So, like I said, he's running those 10 races in Xfinity, but he's also running those races in the Arca Menard series too and going for the championship. So pretty dang impressive.
Yep. He's got the Arca Menard series championship within his grasp. I don't know how many more races they've got, but I think they do like 20 races or something like that. So he's got a handful of more races. So chances are, the way he's going, statistically, he'll win half of those.
Yeah, so they're showing in 2019, 2020, there were 20 races. He ran 11 of those in 2019 with 2 wins, and he ran 16 of the 20 last year with 6 wins. He finished 5th last year in points, so he's just lights out, I think, when he's racing. So, and I know we've talked about his cars before. Last year, basically in 2020 Chronicles, in the Crusades, Phoenix, Score, Spectra, and then Prism, he has signatures. He's got signatures in like the Crusades, Phoenix, Score as well, but Prism, it's just signatures. And then one thing that I noticed, or we know, the guys here at NasCard Radio, and that's why one of the reasons you listen to the show is, doing a deep dive on 2021. I don't think he really has that many cards this year that I was kind of taken back.
We talked about it before with Don Russ, and because of the optic, because his card is the Retro 88 design, and I was actually just looking them up as we were talking. Even that, it was $11.99 or best offer, so I'd imagine it's between the $7 and $8 range. But for a base second year, technically chrome or optic card, whatever you want to call it, that's pretty good, especially for a racing card.
And I guess we had talked about it before, where he doesn't have any Donruss cards. He's just in the optic.
Right.
And then in Chronicles, I thought, well, since he was in so many Chronicles series last year, that he would be the same this year. But doing a deep dive on that, he has Chronicle swatches, and there's a few different numbered versions. But once you get out of the base or the non-numbered Chronicle swatches, it's basically 49 and below serial numbered for those. And then in the Spectra, he has the card and the parallels as well, serial number 99, 49, 25, 10, and 1. And then in the Obsidian, it's just signatures, and then you have the base or unnumbered signature, but then it's 25, 10, and 5. So really, it's the Spectra is his only card in Chronicles. Mm-hmm. That's a base card. So I think that was kind of surprising. And then, with the signatures, it's just that one brand. Last year he was in the Crusades and Score and the other ones we mentioned. So I think, I guess maybe they're going to load them up in Prism. I'm not sure, but I think, if you know that and you're looking for that and you can find some bargains, because I'm sure they're going to be out there. And I was talking with Logan, it's probably something to look for after the season as well. So
Yeah, I mean, he's only got 16 different cards within Chronicles, and 4 of those are one-on-ones.
Yeah, so he's 18 and doing very well. So
something we talked about, before we started recording, and I don't want to start a controversy or nothing like that, but I'm looking at his Chronicles autographs from 2021 in the Obsidian.
Yep.
There's not one signature that looks like the next. I mean, we talked about his signature was simple and borderline bad, but he's got 5 or 6 in the completed sold on eBay. And if you didn't know better, you would think one was him and one somebody else signed. I mean, they are very different from one card to the next, one sticker to the next, I should say.
Yeah, I noticed that too. There's just no consistency whatsoever.
No.
It's like he just like, I'm not going to say I'm sure he's a busy guy, but I'm sure he was just trying to rifle through those things pretty quick and get them knocked out, because we've all seen pictures of all these athletes with all these cards and stickers and things that Panini asked them to sign. So if I looked at that, it would be like a daunting task. That would take me days and days to get some of that stuff done.
now, so these are stickers, and they would have sent the sticker sheet in, and they would have signed them and sent them back. I guess the real test is going to be Prism, because Prism's going to be on card this year. It's going to be curious to see what they look like. It's kind of strange if there's no consistency with the signatures. That's not saying that he didn't sign them, but, without that consistency. So
I'm not trying to be funny, but there's no consistency, but it's like they're consistently bad. Like, you can tell he is not signing Ty Gibbs. He is signing TY, and some of them look like a cursive D the way that he does it. Or I'm looking at one that looks like a cursive scriptish capital R. They're so crazy, but you can definitely tell on some of them that he is just signing TY, and he is just like Logan said, he is trying to get through these as fast as possible.
not like his grandfather.
No.
Which is I don't say a piece of artwork or not, but he definitely doesn't do it the quick way, but it's a lot of little lines and it makes like a triangle and some other stuff, if I remember right. But a lot of ink for him, but it doesn't seem like Ty is just, and it's some of those young guys like Brandon Jones jumps out at me. His autograph is similar to that.
Yes.
And it might be the new guys. I love to talk to that person who tells them, hey, they all go through that training for public relations or whatever it is. And if you sign, quickly, then you can get more people, you can sign, or more guests or whatever. You can get more folks stuff autographed or whatever. So
yeah, don't tell that to Richard Petty.
No, actually, any of those old timer guys. Even David Pearson, when he signed, he would sign, and Junior Johnson would sign. You could read their names. Even Dale Earnhardt.
Yep.
So
that's when they still taught cursive in school, though.
I was gonna say Jimmy Johnson is decent, and even Jeff Gordon too. So, but we'll have to keep a note of that, Jason, and come back to that when Prism hits and look at those autographs. So, but I mean, how does Panini know who does what? They send him the sticker sheets and they sign them and they send them back. So
yeah, maybe his girlfriend's doing it. We don't know.
Here we go. It's Luka Doncic all over again.
Maybe he needs an auto pen.
But I was just thinking about Brad. But Brad signs those stickers. Fine. You don't want to send it to the shop, because I think they auto pen at the shop. But unless it's maybe the cars or something like that. That's why I was like, getting them in person, getting those signed on their rookie cards and stuff. I guess that's why I haven't sent for Haley Deegan or any of them. I haven't sent through the mail. I've been waiting in person, and Ty would be the same way. I'd try to get that sign in person. But back to the Xfinity Series, Next race, race number 21. That is at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, Pennzoil 150. That is Saturday, August 14th, 4 p.m. Stages are 20, 20, 22 laps for 150 miles.
Yeah, they're using the road course there. They're not going to be doing the oval. So it's going to be different this year for the brickyard, so to speak.
That's where they're running backwards, right? Or no?
I'm not sure which direction. If they run it backwards, that's the way Formula One did it. So
I want to say that's what they did last year, right? If I remember right. Getting old.
I've slept since then, so I can't tell you.
I ain't here, but it should be a good race. We'll see. I don't know if Ty is running in that race or not.
Yeah, I don't know what the entry list is, but you know, if he's in there, he'll probably win.
Moving over to Cup. That was the 35th annual Go Bowling at the Glen, Sunday, August 8th, 2021, Watkins Glen International at Watkins Glen, New York. That was one of the races I was able to watch, and Kyle Larson won that one, but I think if that race would have been about 10 more laps, Chase Elliott might have caught up with him. He had to start in the back, worked his way up through the field most of the day. So, but that was 1-2 for Hendrick Motorsports. I guess they finished or picked up right where they finished.
Yeah, as usual. Nobody seems to be able to stop those guys these days. We've talked about it before. I don't know what they found, but they got something on the field for sure.
It's interesting that Joe Gibbs Racing finished 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Martin Truex, Kyle Busch, Denny Hamlin, and then William Byron was 6th.
Yep, and then another Gibbs car was 7th. So, I mean, in the top 7, you had all Gibbs or Hendrick cars.
Yeah. I don't know if that's a preview for deep in the playoffs there.
Talking about this being the Go Bowling at the Glen, is anybody out there, and go look for this on YouTube or Google it, but has anybody ever seen the video with Jason Belmonte? He's a professional bowler. I think last year he was ranked number 1 in the world. And in fact, I like him. I think he's from Australia. But anyway, there's a video with him in the passenger seat of Eric Almirola's car, and they're in Charlotte. He chunks a bowling ball out of the window of the car, and they have 10 pins lined up on the track. The pins hit the ball hits the pins, and they get a strike. It's really a cool video. You need to go look at it.
Wow. I don't remember that one.
Well, you need to Google it.
I will have to after the show. And then our highest finishing rookie was Chase Briscoe at position number 9. Kyle Larson, we've talked about him quite a bit with his 5 wins this season. Basically 2013 Press Pass Fanfare with a few different parallels for that. And then 2013 Total Memorabilia, and there's only a handful of those. Card number 47, the red 47 at a retail, gold number to 275 in black and white, serial number to 99 in the autograph. So those are getting hard to find.
Yeah, they are. They're starting to dry up now.
Everybody's holding on to them, I think, for that final 4 push deep in the playoffs. So he looks like he is the man to beat.
Yeah, he is. I would put him at the top of the list right now. He's going to have enough playoff points racked up to where he should be able to cruise through all of the playoffs, and he should be able to get to the final 4, kind of like what Martin Truex did several years ago.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing with Martin Truex, where that first year he was gobbling up those points and cruised there into final 4. Next race, Indianapolis Motor Speedway, Verizon 200, and that's Sunday, August 15th, 1 p.m. Eastern. Stages are 15, 35, 82 for 200 miles. And the playoff standings so far after Watkins Glen, which we've talked about, Kyle Larson is in basically position 1 with 5 wins, Martin Truex with 3 wins, Alex Bowman with 3, and then Kyle Busch with 2. Down to position Position 14, where we start with Denny Hamlin first on points, and Kevin Harvick, Tyler Reddick's plus 15 over the line, and then outside looking in is Austin Dillon minus 15, and then Chris Buescher minus 135. So it's really interesting to see, to be a fly on the wall at that shop with Tyler Reddick and Austin Dillon. One of those guys is going to make the playoffs, and one of them right now is not going to be making the playoffs, and they're both in the same shop,
Yeah, but anything can still happen. I mean, we've got how many more races we got left? Three more races.
Three more races. Yep.
I mean, we could get a surprise winner. I mean, we could have one this next weekend at Indy, because I don't think anybody really knows that track. The Cup guys have never raced on this road course configuration. So anything could happen. And that could knock out Tyler Reddick. If we could get, somebody other than Hamlin, or, somebody other than anybody in the top 13 right now. So who knows?
Well,
we'll see what happens. But
to your point, if we have two new winners, that knocks Harvick and Reddick out if they're not the winner. So and Hamlin's not a winner. So
yeah, I still, we're 23 races in, and the two guys that tore it up last year have not even got a win this year, in Hamlin and Harvick. It's just mind-boggling to me.
Yeah, I think that they have like 14 wins combined last year, and they have none this year.
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting. But then, meanwhile, Kyle Busch was struggling last year, and then he's got 2 wins this year. So very interesting. It's getting exciting.
Yeah, I think Kyle Larson is not far from taking over the actual points lead for the season so far. I think him and Denny Hamlin are pretty close. I haven't looked at. Well, actually, I think they're tied. They are tied.
They are tied, 9-17.
Yep, 9-17. So they're tied right now. That just goes to show you how consistent Hamlin's been.
Yeah, the pre-playoff race, he'd be Mr. Consistent.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's see. Also, Chase Briscoe, we've talked about him previously as well. Rookies are in 2018, Panini certified. He's in the Panini Prime, and then Panini Prism just with signatures, with the scripted signatures, and then 2018 Victory Lane signatures as well. So basically 2018 certified is his base cards first year, with the numerous different parallels in 2018 certified.
Yeah, I wish we would have bought those boxes when we saw them instead of waiting around at the National.
I think those were 2016 certified, but...
Oh, that's right. That's right. They were 2016.
But you don't see 2018 certified much.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff you don't see very much right now. I mean, the 2013 fanfare, with Kyle Larson's rookie, when was the last time you saw any of that? I mean, I can't remember the last time I saw any of that, or the total memorabilia even.
It's been a few years. One of, I don't know if it was Blowout or whatever, had blaster boxes. This was numerous years ago, but yeah, it's kind of all dried up. You don't see the fanfare boxes. Some blasters. I got 2 blasters of 2012. I need to open up a fanfare, but not 13. I think somebody had 1 box, but I think they wanted like hundreds of dollars for that. So these people with the last few boxes left, they've got some exorbitant prices on them. So
yeah, just like what we saw at the National. I've got it, and you don't, and it's hard to find. So I'm going to charge exorbitant prices, and if you want to buy it, you're going to have to pay that exorbitant price.
Right. Actually, and moving over to like the next segment here, I was at the Hickory show in Hickory, North Carolina this last weekend. Harry Gant was there signing, and he looks fabulous for his age. And a lot of racing, NASCAR cards, wax at the show. Really surprised I did see some 91 tracks, wax boxes for $45. 1988 Max, the gentleman had 3 boxes. I think he wanted $350 each for them. I don't think they sold. He did have a box 90 Max. I think it was $30. What other boxes did he have? I didn't see a ton of unopened wax. I did see some cards and stuff like that. Some Harry Gants and Max. I did see some 88 Max boxes. Oh, I did see a 89 Max toolbox set for $100. I was tempted to pick that up.
Yeah, that's borderline for me. I would, if I could pick them up for $75, I think I'd be happy.
I meant to go back over there and offer him $75, but I didn't. But yeah, I had gotten my 1986 Sports Star Photographics autographed. Cracked it out. It was a PSA 8. Cracked it out and had him sign that. So it was good to see him. He was taking donations and then I think matching that for the Victory Junction camp. So it was great to see him there. He's a future Hall of Famer, I'm sure. Mr. September.
Yeah, I think he's also the Highlander. I think in the end there can be only one, and it may be him.
You might be right.
Because he looks pretty young. Him and John Bon Jovi, I think it's going to be between those two guys.
Taking good care of themselves at the age.
Yep.
He's born in 1940, it says here.
1940. Wow.
Yep. January 10th, 1940. Capricorn.
Wow, so he's 81?
Yep. And Taylorsville, North Carolina, it says on the back of the 86 Sports Star Photographics.
And his
I remember
still better than half the people out there.
No kidding. I remember back in the day, I think it was back on an old ESPN telecast. They were talking about him, and he used to be, I think, a roofer back in the day before he started, racing in NASCAR. And they said he could just, by his fingertips, he could, get up underneath, like on a door sill or something, and raise himself up, do pull-ups like that, just with his fingertips. He was so strong from doing all that roofing and stuff. And they showed something. If I remember correctly, there was a video of that. And it was, that was back in the 80s. That's been a long time ago. But yeah, he's a strong dude. You don't want to mess with him. And at 81 years old, God, he looks fantastic. I don't know if he colors his hair or not, but even if he does, he still looks great.
I was pulling up his record. 474 races with 18 wins and 123 top fives. Raced 22 years.
Yeah, I remember in 1991, he won like 4 races in a row, and they called him Mr. September. And there was one race, and I remember, I forget which race it was. I think it was Martinsville or something like that. Anyway, he crashed, and Benny Parsons goes, "Well, sorry to tell all you Harry Gant fans, but he's not going to win today. So he won't get 4 in a row." And then sure enough, he won. And Benny Parsons had to eat his words, but he ended up coming back and winning the dang race even after crashing. He was on a tear.
Yeah, that was a 1991 Goodies 500.
Oh, so I was right. Dang, unbelievable.
You were right. Yep.
Now, I didn't look that up, I promise. That's strictly all from memory.
Yeah, so he led 226 laps that day.
Yeah, that was
looking at the Racing Reference. If you're not familiar with the Racing Reference, everybody, it's a great reference for racing.
Yeah,
kind of like your baseball almanac. Yeah.
Yeah, it's racing-reference.info if you want the URL.
Yes, but I didn't know that he had crashed. So yeah, he was driving an Oldsmobile.
Yep.
Let's see, what did he win? $64,000 that day? No.
Yeah. Yeah. That was so funny with Benny Parsons going, "Well, I hate to tell all you Harry Gant fans, blah, blah, blah." He had to eat his words.
That's pretty impressive there, winning 4 races in a row.
Yeah, that's a hard feat to do. I mean, not many people do that. Kyle Larson almost did it this year.
I was going to say, ask Kyle Larson.
He had a blowout, Vapor 3.
Oh, my. I still can't believe that last corner. Yeah.
Well, it ain't over till it's over.
That's right. Also, we got some news from the National.
Yeah, the National today sent out an email, and they said that the attendance was strong. This was a great national, one of the greatest ever. But they said that the attendance numbers were just slightly under the Anaheim show in 1991 of 100,000. So I guess we probably had 99,999 people. So barely missed it.
I think that has to do with Saturday and Sunday. We talked about, I think, the other day where Wednesday was kind of busy, but then when the VIP time came and they opened the doors, there was a flood. And then Thursday, Friday was the same way. I think people just flew in. We talked about a little bit earlier, Logan, that there was, how much you think about how much things are now compared to what they were 2 years ago. So everything's more expensive. But Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I think everybody just kind of spent all their money, and then Saturday and Sunday, they got out of town. I guess either expecting Saturday and Sunday to be crazy, or they were going back to where they came from. And then Saturday and Sunday seemed like a normal show, I guess, attendance wise.
Yep, for sure. I think a lot of the high rollers came in Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and did their business, bought their cards, did what they wanted to do, and got the hell out of Dodge. And Saturday and Sunday were just like normal collector days, because when we were there Saturday, it wasn't as busy as I thought it would be. I honestly thought it was going to be busier than what it was. So that's probably what hurt the attendance numbers for sure.
And what was the number about first-time attendees? Do you remember?
They said 47% of the VIP tickets or tickets that they sold were first-time attendees. 47%.
Which is amazing. Almost 50% of the people there, this was their first time. So that, hopefully they had an enjoyable experience, and, that will carry over to Atlantic City next year. Or if you're a kin, you're looking forward to Chicago in 2023.
Something I noticed this year, it felt like at least people that I am friends with on social media, I saw a lot more pictures of people around town, and like going to the Cubs game, going to the White Sox games. Like I saw a lot more extracurricular activities than I've seen in the past. And I think a lot of that goes into that first time statistic, because if you're in a city and it's the first time you've been there, that's the baseball games, those landmarks, those are things that you're going to check out just in case you never get to go back. And I think that kind of all makes sense and kind of wraps itself together. Yeah,
that's a good point. And not only that, you've got a lot of first-time collectors there, and they're not hardcore like we are, where Val and I, we stayed there as much as we could stay there.
Right.
Literally. But you get these guys that are new to the hobby, they're not hardcore. They all go in, hit an hour or two, look around, find some cards, and then I'll go, like you said, go hit some landmarks, go to a ball game, go to the Sears Tower or whatever they call that, Willis Tower now. So yeah, I think that was part of it for sure.
Yeah, I mean, some of the guys that we travel with, I think they went to some of the games. Of course, we went to the Tops night or the Tops Q&A one night, and then White Castle one night, and trying to find something to eat. I guess it was Wednesday night because kitchen closes at 9:30.
Yeah, we actually went up and had that Raising Cane's chicken, which I couldn't believe. We don't have Raising Cane's here in Memphis, and that place is started out in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and they've got them in freaking Chicago. I don't understand that.
They missed you. And then trying to find a Coke slushie at 7-Eleven.
Yeah, Coke Slurpee. Yeah, I think that's a conspiracy as well.
I don't know, it was 4 or 5 7-Elevens we had to hit until you found one. 5?
We went to 5 7-Elevens before we actually found a Coke Slurpee machine that actually worked, which I don't understand that. I mean, they had all kinds of other flavors, but the Coke, it's a conspiracy, I'm telling you.
They all refilled them at the same time. None of them were cold enough to be called Slurpee. So anyway, but then the kitchen's closing at 9:30 or 9 o'clock, wherever it was, and then couldn't find some place to eat. So, but Yeah, I mean, I've heard it from a few people that, you go to the National your first time, and I guess, there's no right or wrong way, but, the show is only open for so long, and, if you're sitting in the redemption line at Panini or at Topps for a rapper redemption, and you're in there for a few hours, or you come to the show late, or, you leave for lunch and come back, there's a lot to see. One advantage we have, Logan, is I don't know how many tables we went and asked, if they had any NASCAR, they pause for a second, think, and say, no NASCAR. So I think it was a day or two, and we had pretty much hit all the tables once and got an idea of, who had what. But if you're a baseball collector, it's pretty much every table.
Pretty much.
If it's a new or old vintage, I guess it would be the only question. But a lot to see, a lot to do. They had the different promo packs, and I don't know if Beckett did their scavenger hunt stuff as well, but
they did.
Go to what's that?
They did.
Okay. Yeah, so I mean, that's something to do. The Go GTS stage, they had something going on pretty much all the time. If you're waiting in line, at PSA or one of the other grading card companies, time goes by quick. But lots of fun getting back to the real world.
Yeah. So, hey, going back to the Hickory show, did you see a lot of graded cards? I mean, I'm talking about all sports, not just like NASCAR or anything, but I mean, was a lot of shiny cards, vintage? I mean, what kind of cards did you see there?
I don't think I saw a lot of graded. We have some of the same dealers that come. There's one gentleman that's got binders of older cards. They're non-graded. I didn't walk around the show too much. Got there late on Saturday. Did not go back on Sunday. A lot of junk wax. And one of the guys had a baseball card exchange wrapped Star Wars 5th Series 1977 issue that he was showing off, which was pretty cool.
Oh, don't even get me started on those. I remember when all those things were new.
I remember those as well. And buying some of the packs. So, but there's a guy next to us selling singles. I don't know how they did. The show was a 3-day show. It was a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I think it was. I don't know if it was 2 to whatever on Friday. Couldn't make it. I don't know. Wes, he always has that show the weekend after the National, which is good and bad. I guess you get the folks who I got to see everything or saw at the National and wanting to go to a card show, but then, having been off the week before, then trying to get back to work and then taking Friday off, I couldn't take Friday off to go to that show. So it's just a lot going on. But it was a lot. I'm trying to think of the number of tables that were there. It was a good size. And I think he had a toy show the week before, the weekend of the National. And so he had split. Usually it's a toy and NasCar Trading Card show. But it was a pretty good crowd, I think.
Was Harry Gant the only signer?
There was a wrestler there as well. I do not remember who. He had this chainmail hat. That was all I remember. Maybe.
So let down right now.
Why?
You mentioned wrestler. I expect you to know. Come back with all the details.
Oh, well, it was Harry Gant and some other guy. Mr. September. I don't know who the other guy was. Hold on, let me see if I can find.
It's not Sputnik Monroe, is it?
Yeah, because we're actually recording today, so I can go to a wrestling show tomorrow.
Alrighty.
So tell me about that.
So it's AEW, which is like the new alternative brand. It's on TNT every week, and it's going to be in Pittsburgh tomorrow. So it's like 45 minutes from me up at the Pitt campus. So going to that, they're actually going to be there Wednesday and Friday for 2 different shows that are both going to be on TV. So,
are you sitting on the front row, Jason?
No, not on my salary. I'm Not too bad though. My tickets were like $90, $100, something like that. So I'm not too bad. I'm lower level.
Yeah, I'll be looking for you.
See, I'm opposite the entrance, and if it's on like during the match, I'm to the right, and I don't think I'd ever be on TV. But
Boo.
Anyways, did you figure out who it was?
He doesn't have it on there. I got to check my email because I know I got an email on it.
It's got to be Scott Snyder.
Yeah, AEW. That's the license that Upper Deck
just got. Yep. And something interesting about their product is, let me confirm real quick, but I don't think there's a guaranteed hit in the boxes.
That's surprising for.
I think it's going to be like golf was years ago.
Say that again.
So AEW is the one that Upper Deck just signed.
Right.
And shoot, Steel City just posted it for sale today, and it's already out of stock for pre-sales. At least the single boxes. I didn't check the case. Per box, you are guaranteed 2 serial number, a few inserts, but no hits. You are not guaranteed a hit per box. And that's the same thing that golf was in 2001.
Okay. So the wrestler was Scott Snyder.
Yeah, as soon as you said chainmail, I mean, that's a giveaway. But
that's what I figured. That was his signature thing. When I see them at the shows, they're usually in character with Sergeant Slaughter with his hat and
for the most part.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I was more interested with Harry Gant. So
I got you.
So it says over 300 wall-to-wall tables at that show I was at. So it was decent size.
That's cool. We've got a show this weekend, and they're moving from their old facility to a new facility in Bartlett, which is they're going from like, I forget how many tables he had before. I'd say 40 or so, but he's going to have 60 tables at this new show. I mean, this thing is really more, because when he first started doing these shows, he had like 20 something tables. I mean, it wasn't very much. I mean, he had this itty bitty room, and you'd go in there, and then, you'd look around, and in 10 minutes you were done and you could leave. But now it's really grown. So I'm looking forward to that this weekend. I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of stuff they've got post national. So it'll be fun.
I think the show schedules are going to be, better and better here coming in the future. eBay is getting to be a chore, I guess, selling on it. And I just think, that interaction, looking at the items, and I just think the shows are going to get better and better as the next few years.
Yep, shows are definitely back. I'm very excited about that. I mean, that just takes me back to the good old days when I used to go to shows in the late 70s, through the 80s and into the 90s. It's just nostalgic for me. It's fun to go up and deal with the dealers and haggle on prices and look at cards and and just talk with people. I have a lot of, I won't say a lot, but I've got several people that set up at that show that I've been friends with. There's one guy in particular, I've known him since he was a little kid. He used to come over to my house when I was a teenager, and we would trade cards. And now he's a grown man, got his own kids. It's he calls himself Bob, but I always call him Bobby because that's how I know him when he was a little kid.
Yeah, I was going to say, with the show in Hickory, or Harry Gant being there, Dean, he's somebody I met at the card shop in my area, back in the late 80s, early 90s. And, to see some of these guys as we've all gotten older, to your point, you build some of those relationships at the shows over time. So it's good. It's cool. It's another, we talk about the hobby, but then also the people as well. So
yeah, I probably spend as much time talking to people, or probably actually more, than I do actually looking at cards while I'm there. because it's just, we just talk about whatever, talk about the good old days. I know one guy, he was the original owner of the only PSA 10 Pete Rose rookie card. He owned it originally, and he sold it for like little or nothing, like a long time ago. And he's like, man, I wish I had that card back now.
Definitely.
Can you imagine a PSA 10 Pete Rose rookie from 1963? Holy smokes. I don't even know what that goes for now.
It's above my pay grade.
Yeah, me too.
One other thing too is, speaking of the National, is ComC, they were taking, what's the right term? You go to their table and enter their raffles for the breaks and the Ty Dillon cards. I have not seen any news about that yet, when that's going to be distributed or given out or whatever or winners awarded.
Yeah, they had those, plus they had, I think, 100 Ty Gibbs cards each day, and then they also had the hits from the breaks that they did, which one of them was that Justin Herbert clear autograph card from Contenders. So if anybody out there has had anything hit, or knows when those things are going to hit the ComC accounts, let us know. DM us, or hit us on Twitter or something.
Yeah, it was Ty Dillon cards.
I'd be happy with a Ty Dillon card.
Well, I was going to say, you said Ty Gibbs, I thought, but
did I say Ty Gibbs?
I wish it was 100 Ty Gibbs. It was 100 Ty Dillon for Friday, and I think 100 Ty Dillons for Saturday as well. So, and then to your point, all the other cars that were hit or in the breaks that they're giving away. So there's quite a bit. I know, I don't know how many people came by, but I don't think it was, maybe a few hundred a day. So got a good chance of winning. So, yep.
Hey, it's not racing related per se, but I got the email today from ComC that they had their 1 millionth submission. Was actually a Joey Gallo card.
Yeah, I don't know if we were talking to Andy or somebody else about that. They knew that 100 card was coming in, and that they were I think they were stopping the e-packs from coming in. They didn't want it to be want it to be one of the e-packs.
Yeah, you mean millions. You said 100.
Sorry. Yeah, millions.
We're really doing good tonight. I'm
telling you, live.
I'm saying Ty Gibbs instead of Ty Dillon.
I think it was wishful thinking, yeah. So let's see about ComC. I saw something about football submissions, I guess, for the football season, to get those in. I just sent a new batch in myself to see. I don't know if you saw, Logan, that NASCAR is going to award the Wendell Scott family the trophy from 1964.
That's a long, long time overdue.
So the story with that is, I think it was the 1963 season. It was in December of, maybe it was the 64 season, but it was 1963 December that he won that race. Well, if memory serves me right, say it's like a 200-mile race. Buck Baker was declared the winner, but then Wendell Scott, I guess, contested it. They didn't have the scoring computers and everything they have now, but then it was found that Wendell Scott actually was the winner. And actually, so if the race was 200 miles, Wendell Scott's got 201 if you look in the record books. But Buck Baker got that trophy. And I guess, I don't know if he got the money or not, but Buck Baker took that trophy, and I guess he was out of there. But Wendell Scott never got the trophy for the win. Is that correct, Logan?
Did I
butcher it? Did I butcher it too bad?
No, that's fine. Yeah, that was in Jacksonville. Yeah, they declared him the winner, I think. Oh, gosh, I don't even think it was the next day. I think it was several days later they said he was the winner. I don't know. It just, I think the whole thing was terrible, what they did. And
Well,
And
Buck,
I'm
Buck
glad.
took-
I'm glad that they finally are straightening that out. That's one man that I wish I could have met in person. Is Wendell Scott. I have met his daughter before. In fact, I actually sat with her at the Hall of Fame once, and she was really, really nice to talk to. But yeah, it's just long overdue. It's just long overdue.
yeah, no, we've met them at the Hall of Fame induction ceremony. Fantastic folks. So happy for the family, but that Buck Baker had that trophy and either had never given it back or whatever happened. And I know the Wendell Scott family has been pushing for that trophy, so NASCAR is going to make that right with that at the end of August, I believe. So
Yeah,
that'd be
kudos to
cool.
NASCAR for sure to get that straightened out.
So I did see that come across the wire.
Yeah, I must have missed that. I didn't see that.
It's still a few weeks out. So we'll look for that later on in this month. So I don't know if we got anything else to add today. Any parting shots?
I don't know. I mean, you wanted to talk about the Dale Earnhardt rookie card for a little bit. Didn't you say there was something going on the Nut site? There was some.
Yeah, I saw
discussion
one
about
of the
that.
one of the YouTube guys, Nuts, was kind of putting up a vote asking folks what they thought was a true rookie, and the 88 Max promo or the 88 Max card number 87, which was the 87 championship. That was a short print, or the 1989 Max that was available in packs, the first one, or the 83 Uno, or maybe the 82 Kidco. So, people had different opinions. Some of them liked the 83 Uno because it was his first card, even though it was it's kind of a mystery how that was. I'm assuming it was given out as a Uno corporate sponsor type thing. It was not essentially a large track giveaway or anything like that. We talk about the 88 that, and they also had the 88 numbered to 999, which is out of that 94 Max medallion. That was a redemption, and the 88 Max promo, 88 Max card number 99 promo, that was produced but never officially released because of the contract or whatever. So, but the first one, if you want to add a wax packs or factory sets or whatever, would have been the 89 Max. So people were going back and forth with their opinions. So I didn't know what you thought, Logan.
Well, I've always, well, not always, but I say that it's the 1983 Uno. I know that wasn't a widely released card. In fact, it's really hard to find. But to me, that's his rookie card. Like what you said, if you go strictly by cards issued in packs, then the 89 would be the one. If anybody's saying that card number 87 in the 88 Max is his rookie, that just shows a car. That doesn't really show you much. That's not. I mean,
that's
sure,
with the whole team standing there, giving the three
that doesn't
symbol.
do it for me. That just doesn't work.
So two things. Sorry, I thought you were done.
No, go ahead.
I was going to add two things because, as always, my perspective is, coming in new and the outsider, learning as I go. With racing cards and how you said a lot of people consider rookie cards are the ones that come from packs. I don't think you can do that with racing cards because you don't have as many options. And it's definitely a different way of collecting even now. And then I can imagine what it was 30, 40 years ago. Your options were so limited, and it seemed like a lot of them were promotional options as opposed to packs at a convenience store or whatever. And then also not necessarily defending the video of the guy made, but I also saw where he didn't include some cards because he didn't have them, which I kind of thought handcuffed him from the beginning because you're automatically not including something that may or may not be rare. And then if somebody watches the video that's uneducated, they're just assuming, well, this card is the rookie, I'm not going to consider that one because it wasn't mentioned. So it depends on how you look at it, I guess.
Now, I didn't know he didn't have all the cards in the video. I haven't looked at the video or haven't seen anything about that. Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, you have to have all the options available in order to make the proper decision. If
so I think he had all the cards in the video, but the ones that he didn't include were the ones that he didn't have. So that's why the Uno wasn't in there.
Right.
He didn't have the Kidco or the Uno. And again, having one of each of those is a monumental task because they're rare and they're expensive if you don't have them already.
Yeah, but I'm still sticking with 83 Uno. That's what I'm going with.
But I think, Jason, you bring up a great point that, this is not, tops and not your, the people from baseball look at it where they've got, from 1952 to now. But if you were collecting back in the 50s, would you say, oh, well, pre-tops, would that be somebody's rookie card or not?
Right.
Because NASCAR has only been, with cards since 1988. So, they don't have this big, massive 70 years or whatever of cards to look back on and set a precedent. So, a lot of these early ones were promotional giveaways, just like early baseball, early football, stuff like that. So, I guess time will tell. But, this thing we talked with Tim at the national about rookie cards and stuff, and like, okay, well, there's not the rookie card, I guess, until maybe they get to the cup level. Well, some guys never go to the cup level. Some guys go to the cup and then come down as well, and they're in these lower levels. So what if they go to truck and they stay at truck, or they go up the cup and then come back down? So I always look at their first cards, I guess, as their rookie cards.
Yeah, me too. And you talk about that Kidco card, that one, sure, that's Earnhardt, but it just shows his car again. So, to me, it's when you're showing the actual driver or player or whatever, I think those are the ones that, you have to put on the list for sure if you're going to try to rank or decide which card's the rookie card.
Yeah, I mean, I look at that 82 Kidco as, I don't know, it's an XRC, but it's an interesting side card, I guess you would say. Kind of like the 1997 press pass Chase Elliott, him as a baby. I wouldn't consider that his rookie card, but that's definitely something interesting and maybe to collect. But it might not be in the rookie card discussion.
Yeah, for sure.
So, but yeah, I just saw that about the Dale Earnhardt, and thought it was worth at least mentioning. I know we've covered the 88 Max promo in some older episodes in the archives. I think that was episode number 42. We talked about that 88 Max Earnhardt promo. So, and if that's the case, you're looking for information on 83 Uno. That's episode number 31. We talk about the 82 Kidco on episode 50. And the 89 Max on episode number 48. For those keeping track at home. So, but I guess we can leave it there. I don't know if you guys have any other final words you guys want to talk about.
Just one quick thing, and it's more Logan than me, but you sent us the picture of what you found in those Target repacks. And
oh, yeah.
I've seen quite the variety of packs included in those. Everything from 17 Donruss to 18 Prism, like you're going to hopefully talk about here in a second, all the way back to like 2008 and 8, 9, 10 stuff from Press Pass. So those things are a wide range of options. I think everybody should at least make an attempt to find them, because even though Target says they're not selling sports cards, there are some that are making it out. And I've even seen some hockey stuff lately. But they're all repacks. It's not brand new feeder boxes like we're used to.
Well, it's interesting you say that, Jason. because last night when I was at Target, I mean, I went in there, I literally went in there to get pickles and sour cream. No kidding.
Okay.
Seriously. But I walked in there and they had those racing blister packs. And not only that, they had blaster boxes of Mosaic Soccer, and they had blaster boxes of that Merlin Top Soccer.
Oh.
I bought 4 boxes of that Merlin. I'm gonna probably trade or sell those. But right as I walked in, some other dude walked in, and they had 8 boxes of that Merlin, and he got 4, and I got 4. So they must have just stocked it. So that tells me that Target is definitely seeing, blasters come back into the stores. I was hoping to find some Chronicles Racing, but didn't see any of that. But I did buy some of those blisters of the racing cards, and in 2 of the blisters that I had, I really couldn't tell what packs were behind the top pack, because now when they first started, they were doing 2 packs, and then they had some random open cards they were putting in there. Well, they're not doing the random open cards anymore. They just have 2 packs, and that's it. So, but what was cool about it was the 2 packs below the top pack, or 2 of them, they were 2016 Prism Racing, which, as we all know, that stuff is really dried up. So I was glad to get those. I haven't busted them or opened them up, so I just kind of got them, still sealed. So I don't know what to do with them yet. But that stuff's hard to find, and I think that's a great value. I think those things are like $7.99, so you're paying about $3.50 a pack still. So that seems a little much, but those distributors that are creating those blister packs, they must be sitting on a ton of NASCAR wax, because they've got stuff from, like what Jason said, from 2007 to 2017, 2018 Donruss.
You just don't see that wax. I know NASCAR's got to have lower print runs than the other sports. It's just, you just do not see that stuff. And then talking with the guys at Panini, where they said, 2016 was the least amount printed for NASCAR, and then progressively, but increasing from every year there. So 2018 is not that plentiful either, then, compared to, say, like 2020 Prism. So I still think it's low print runs for racing. So, but that's pretty cool that you found that 2016. That's stuff's hard to find.
So the hockey stuff, because he mentioned the soccer, the hockey that I saw was interesting. Like he said, the hockey was 2016, and it was every blister pack had 1 pack of Series 1 and 1 pack of Series 2, and I think they were $12.99, which is about what you would pay on eBay. So there's not like a flip potential. But that year, and I'm not familiar with hockey, I just know some of the big names. That's the year of Austin Matthews Young Guns card.
Yeah.
And if you get that Young Guns, it's a $400 card.
Wow. Is
so
that
it's
how much
not like, yeah, and that's raw ungraded. So it's not as if these repacks are junk stuff. And I kind of think when people see repack, that's what they automatically think, because of those TriStar boxes that we saw for years, like Find the Baseball and stuff. I think that's just what we've gotten accustomed to, but I would keep an eye on this stuff, because the hockey, they had, I think, 20 or 24, and then the next day they were gone. So it's kind of that, if you see something like this, grab it and figure it out later, almost, because it's not going to be there the next day.
I agree. I wanted to go back to that Target tonight. In fact, it's really weird. This Target is in Collierville, which is the next suburb over from where I live. And they just recently reopened because they had a fire. They had a fire that they said started over in their freezer section, which seemed odd to me. But they just reopened it, so I don't know if that's some reason why they got these blaster boxes and stuff and other Targets didn't, because I'll be honest with you, last night after I saw those, I have a couple more Targets that are within 15 minutes of me, so I went to those other Targets and they had absolutely nothing. No racing blisters, no blasters, no nothing. So I don't know if it's just because this store has restocked because of their fire, because they gutted it pretty much, because I guess everything had a smoke smell to it.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know if that's the reason, but, for sure, Target is getting blaster boxes of cards. So if anybody out there, I'd go hit your Targets, man, because it looks like they're coming back.
Yeah, I checked mine. I have not seen any of those repacks. Now, I have seen folks post on the Nut site and some of their hits. So, they're getting autographs and some other stuff out of them. So I think, did I see they got, was it Brittany Force and a few others out of the 2017 Donruss pack. So,
yeah, I haven't hit any autos. I've bought several of them at other Targets, and we found some on the way to the National. But I've hit several memorabilia cards. I mean, a bunch. They're I would say about one out of every 2 or 3 you're going to get a memorabilia card. So they're worth it if you're looking for memorabilia cards for sure.
It's not a bad price, and scratch that itch since we only have a few products a year. So we're I guess looking forward to Prism later on, I guess September, October, and then National Treasure. So
yeah, that's why I bought those things, just something to bust. Like you said, scratch that itch.
So, and speaking of scratching that itch, next week we'll talk about Chronicles and maybe let you guys do a deep dive into Chronicles and see what kind of which subsets you guys like, which ones you don't like, maybe what we'd like to see or not see in Chronicles next year. So, special shout out to Panini for some product for us to review.
Yep. Shout out to Tracy Hackler, friend of the show.
And all the guys at Panini,
and all the guys,
Scotty and
DJ,
Tim and DJ, yep, and Nick. But that'll be next week. Anything else, guys?
I don't think so.
All right.
Nope.
Just enjoy the wrestling. I want to hear about that when you come back.
Absolutely.
That sounds like cool, fun. Well, again, thanks everybody for listening. Please like, share the podcast, share NASCAR trading cards with your friends. And from me and the guys, we will see you next week.